Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Satisfactory. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So, in the last episode, we got our new powerhouse built with 20 coal generators in it, and we got our pump set up, and it could be a little cleaner. And I might be redoing some of this just to make it a little bit neater, but I started trying to set up some of the stuff inside of here and realized that I needed to completely change the thought of how I was setting this up. So, what I have done here, I am taking the top two pipes and running them over here. Now, the other two pipes we're going to leave capped for the moment. We are going to try to get this all set up and running on the first 10 generators first. But the reason I decided to do this is we need to also have some way to get our coal up here. So for that reason, decided I needed to move the pipe up so that we could run the coal underneath. Now, one of the things that I was thinking about is the fact that we really need to be using a load balancer here. So I actually want to use this space underneath the powerhouse to set up a load balancer for this. So we've got 10 generators on this side. So what we really want to do is take this one input line and split it into 10. Now, by the way, I did run, so we've got the overflow from the rest of the generators as well as, well, pretty much every bit of the coal from the second line dumping into this truck station right now. And so we are actually getting quite a reserve of coal in there. And for now, I want to see how that's going to work. So, yeah, we are going to be taking one line on each side and splitting it up. Now, it would be kind of nice if we could limit it down a bit. We need 150 coal per minute through those 10 generators. Of course, these Mark III belts run at 270. So what I'm going to do to start out with, we are going to run a splitter right off the bat, and we are going to elevate all of this, which is going to make it a little bit more fun, but we're going to start out by doing it on the ground just to see how everything is going to work out and where we need the positioning of all of the pieces. So the proper height is going to be one above what we're doing, but I think we should be fine just leaving it here for now. So we're going to run our conveyor belt into here, and already I can see a potential issue here, so I don't really like that idea, but also I guess we are going to be raising it up a little bit to get it to that height, so probably not as big of a deal. But if we split this now into one Mark I belt, and actually here, we'll go ahead and grab a merger. So if we grab a merger and set it down here, can I please set, there we go. So now if we take and set a Mark I belt on one side and a Mark II belt on the other, at this point we are limiting the speed at which the coal can come out of this splitter to 180, which is still not exactly what we want, but it's a lot closer than the full 270. And so that means that we will not be drawing out quite as fast. Probably not a necessary step, but I want to do it anyway. So from here now we need to run out to our first splitter. Now we are going to need to split first by 2 and then by 5, which is kind of a fun thing to try to do. So the split by 2 is easy enough to figure out. We run into a splitter, we run out of 2 sides. Now, of course, coming out of the 2 sides now, we will be able to use Mark II or Mark I belts from this point on. Now, each of these 2 halves are going to have the same treatment. So that's going to be fun. So if we come down here and think about what we need to go from well, to split into 5. That's what's interesting here. So we have a split here. We can split this into 2 or 3, and then we can do the same again. Now what we're going to have to do is part of it is going to have to be merged back. So yes, loads of fun with that. So I actually need to think about this a little bit. So we have actually what we want to do. Here's what we want to do. So we are going to split by 2. Okay. So we're going to split by 2, and then we are going to split by 3 in each of those. So that will give us 6. So then what we need to do, we need to put a merger back in front of this, and we need to take one of our lines from this other, if I can hit the right button here, and there we go. So one of these we will need to bring back into the merger. So that will give us 5 equal outputs, which, yeah, I kind of screwed this up. I will have to rearrange it, but we will have... What? Okay, that was kind of bizarre. But so we have 2 outputs there. Let's go ahead and change to a Mark II here. We have 1 output here, 1 output here, and then finally 1 output here. So that gives us 5 outputs. The 6th output runs back into the beginning. Because we are not running on an overloaded belt, that will mean that we do not have the issues of things plugging up. So, well, it wouldn't be overloaded if everything was correct. And why? Yeah, there's an issue there. I don't know what the heck just happened there. But for whatever reason, it decided it wasn't going to connect. But so if we run these into, let's get some, just a bit more stuff set up here. Why is it? Oh, I see why it's not splitting. Or merging, because I did not set up here. So we will take a storage container, set it down here, and then we will set 1 down for each of our 5 inputs, or 5 splits. And what we should see when we turn this on, when we hook it up, is that we will have the exact same amount in each of these containers. So now if we grab a Mark II belt here, we need a Mark III. We need this to be a Mark III belt. 180, we can't handle that on 120 belt. So now if we bring that in here, we will see it first splits in half, splits, and then we've got it going in every which direction. And these are perfectly evenly split now. And we can see that because it is very nicely spreading among all of the belts, and as the gaps increase, because we have no backup on the belt, everything is getting better. Now, one issue that I did not remember to do here is we need to go like this and have the split there too. So this is actually roughly how fast we need the coal to be coming in. It's not perfect, and if I wanted to, I could split that 300 or 270 to get it down to 150. It would be very similar to what we're doing here. But if we look now at our 5 storage containers, we have 27, okay, 28, 28, 29, 30, water, 29. So we are evenly splitting between all of the containers. Now, if I were to shut this down, break the belt on the inlet, we would actually see that these containers should be within one input of each other. So we'll go ahead and shut that down. We actually don't need that for the demonstration. But so the last little bit will cycle around here, and we'll actually speed this up. No reason for it to go slow. And what? Why? I am confused. I don't understand what was going on there. So the last little bit has gone into the containers. Let's take a look. So we've got 41, 41, 42, 41, and 41. So yes, that is perfect. So we will need to duplicate this twice. Well, 4 times in all actuality. But yeah, that it really shouldn't be too bad to split this out. Now, like I said, I could work on getting it to be only the 150 being able to get in, but I don't know what I would do with the excess, short of feeding it back into a line that is already packed full of coal. So, I don't know. I feel like everything is going to back up one way or the other, but the big advantage to doing this is when we turn this on, all of them will come on at once instead of one turning on and then another one turning on. And that is always an issue for power plant startup. You expect a certain amount of power, you don't get it, things shut down, you gotta wait for the manifolds to fill up. It just doesn't work. So I'm going to lay this out a little bit better on the actual height that it needs to be. Try to get this all worked out, and I will be back. Alright, I think we are ready to hook up this first half of the power plant. So we've got all of our stuff going in here. Now, I did have a spot here in the center that I had to clip the conveyors together. Well, I didn't necessarily have to. I could have pushed these splitters back by one, but I kind of like the idea of them being in line with that. I could have pushed them over one, too, and had the output going back. And you never know, I might change that. But it does give a nice slope down there. So I've got everything set up here. We're splitting the input line. I decided I wasn't going to bother with limiting the flow in, but we split the input in half, merge it with the overflow, then split it in half again, and then split it into 3 on each side. Take one of the 3 on the one side and run it back to the merger as overflow. And so we should get an even spread across all 10 of the generators, and actually when I hook this up, we should see all 10 of them come on at about the exact same time. So what we're going to do, we are going to connect this up, and then we're going to run outside and take a look. So here goes nothing. So let's get out here where we can see. Okay, we've got clear view of all 10 smokestacks. We have power lines hooked up to all of them, so it will kick on. There is no power currently being consumed from these guys, but all of them should turn on at the exact same time, assuming that I have not screwed anything up. There's 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is going to take just a moment for it to get faster than the burning rate. It shouldn't be having that issue. But we are evenly splitting. Is it just that something isn't hooked up right here? Something is weird here. Let's take a look here. Water. Ah, yes. I didn't even think about that. I disconnected the pumps. So In all actuality, this would be a perfect use for the power that we're generating here, but unfortunately we've wasted it all. So we're going to have to pull a little bit of power. What on earth did you connect to? To the back side of it, maybe? No. It connected inside. So, yeah, that was kind of weird. So, yeah, failed test. I went and screwed that up by not having my pumps turned on. So now, we should see, as water comes in here, they will turn on. So that is totally backwards from what I wanted to see. We are pumping a decent amount of water. Now, we only have 4 pumps hooked up to this, but these 4 pumps should be putting out 480 water per minute, and we only need 45 per generator. So we have 450 demand and 480 supply. Now, I did want to make sure that this was going to work. I did splice the second input in at this point. So if we look at the flow here, yeah, we're not really as good as I would like to see. Still need to color all of these pipes. So here our flow is pegged, and here our flow is pegged. And maybe we just weren't quite there yet over here. I don't know for sure what's going on with that, but let's go ahead and go upstairs and take a look. We're still apparently lacking on a couple of them for water. I'm not really liking this. So coal, we've got plenty of coal. We're not getting enough water. So maybe we need to split that apart and have the second half of the water just come in after. Let's try that. So we know that we were getting 300 here. So let's go ahead and bring this over to that. A little bit of soft clipping there. I can fix that later. I just want to see for sure, will that kick on the remaining 5 generators without any issue? So the first 5 are running no problem. So there we go. Yeah, so it looks like we are, well, the very last one is struggling, but we are going to have to split those into banks. So we're just barely getting water. Just barely. I don't feel like I want to overclock the pipes any. So let's go ahead and come over here and see. Like I say, we shouldn't be getting more than 280. Oh, that's the unused line. So yeah, we're getting a small amount of fluctuation. Looks like it goes 300 for a while, and then it fluctuates around. What on earth is going on with these pipes? Pipes. I hate pipes. I mean, we've got the pumps here. We shouldn't be having any issue. So we're just running at 300 cubic meters per minute here. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this line, what is going on here? It's just these 2 pumps, right? Yeah, it's just these first 2 pumps. These are the ones that are supplying water. What? Why was its flow rate at 0? Oh, that's a bit of a problem. Well, I might have to look into that, but we are pumping water. We're not really pumping it very, very hard, but yeah, we're getting really good flow out of the first set not really so good out of this, and which is weird because this one here is the one that all of the generators were on non-stop. I don't know. But it looks like we're on now. Looks like we're on and we're running. Shouldn't be having any issues. So let's take a look. Yes, we are slowly, very slowly, getting a reserve of water. Now, we should have had that reserve of water before things kicked on, but yeah, that was my mistake. So if we take a look here at our power capacity here, we have 750 megawatts out of what we've got here. Our power generation station here is only good for 600. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to actually plug this into the power network, and then these generators and the first 3 pumps are going to get pulled down. So I think as far as where we're going to hook this to, we are going to fall down, because that sounded like a good idea. But what we're going to do is we are going to come out through this little segment of wall right here. So let's go ahead and grab our power connector, double wall outlet. Weird. Oh, you can split a wire going through a wall. Neat. I had no idea you could do that. So if I have, let's say that I have an existing power line like this guy here, can I put a power line on this? Oh, nifty! I had no idea you could do that. That is amazing. I like that. Wow. Okay. Well, the wonders of this game never cease to amaze me. So let's go ahead and plug in our new power generator. And now look at what just happened to our power production. 1350. Now, of course, we are going to be pulling 600 back out of that by pulling this down, but that will ensure a good solid feed of coal for the second half of the generator bank. Now, one other thing that I do want to do off of these lines that are going into the building, I want to have them set up with buffers inside so that we can see whether or not we are maintaining our coal supply easily without having to go up and check each generator individually. So, yes, after all this time, down they go. Alright, I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright, everything is ready to go to hook up our second set of 10 generators here. So let's go ahead and hook this up. So all we got to do is connect from here to here. We'll start to see coal sent in. Now, I did make sure that all of the water was topped off and all of those generators beforehand, and now what we should see is another set of stacks come alive. Let's see it. Of course, it takes a little while for it to run down through all of those conveyors. 2, 3, 4. Come on, let's see a bit more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. All 10 of them roaring to life to give us a huge amount of power over what we had before. So if we look now at what we've got, we can keep from being swept away. Maximum capacity 1,500 megawatts. Now, our consumption is currently fairly high, and that is because I went ahead and set up another sink for some of the ingots that we are making. And eventually we will be sinking a huge amount of stuff. But so we are sinking now the next set of ingots completely. Went ahead and narrowed down the stuff here so that we were not merging ingots into those. So there should never be any backup. But yes, we have power to spare. And that is a wonderful feeling. So even our steel is running right now. So yeah, we don't have to worry about much of anything. Now, probably the only thing that is not running is our copper factory, but I don't think that'll be a big issue because, I mean, our maximum consumption is only 1100, and that is if every single machine in the base turned on at the same time. So, yes, very happy with how this is going. So I would say the next things that we have to get figured out is going to be making sure that we have a truck station on the miners themselves delivering the coal up here, and that also means we will want to get a truck station set up for the quartz. For the moment, we are going to continue running the quartz via the conveyor belt, but that does mean that that conveyor belt for the coal will get pulled down and this one will get pulled down. Right now we will continue using them because, well, they are supplying our power plant. Now I just want to see here, so we are using coal from both belts. That is a bit concerning to me. Did I miscalculate the amount of coal that we need for this? So we're getting a full 270 on each of these belts. How much do these guys need? Yeah, 15 per minute. I thought that's what we needed. So we only need 150 per side, which is only 300. So we should only be using 30 off of this belt. But it looks like it's running a bit faster. Well, I guess this one's stuttering a bit too. So yeah, they're both stuttering a little, and so I could see it being only 30 extra that we are using. An easy way to test that would be just to swap this out for a Mark I belt. And what we should see then is this one should run non-stop and that one should shut off every once in a while. Oh wait, we are backlogging. Yes, we are backlogging the generators right now. So yeah, we're running full speed on the second belt. I didn't even think about that. We are filling up all of the generators, so you know there'll be 1,000 coal has to go in there. So that'll take a little while. But yes, that makes me happy. We have the powerhouse up and running. And that is just wonderful. That coupled with the fact that we figured out that we can grab a power pole anywhere and just connect it onto a wire, and we can drag the wire over to the side or wherever we want to go with it. I think that we will be using that to great effect going forward. And it's kind of odd. I have never seen anyone on YouTube do that little thing to make their power poles work. I've always seen them complain that they don't have enough power connectors, when all the more that they would have to do is go in here, grab a power pole, put it on the cable, and they can just place it down and there's their new power connections. So you don't have to worry about a pole being completely full or anything like that. You can just make a new power connection anywhere. So, yeah, this one here I don't want though. But see, now this is where a problem comes in. So we can break this simply because we have our power storage over here. And so, yeah, that would be the only thing. Removal of unneeded poles would still be a bit of an issue. And I don't know, maybe there is something to get around that. I don't know. But yes, very happy. Things are going very well. So, gonna be just a tiny bit short on this one, but we've accomplished what I wanted. We've got our power plant running. So I am going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that I could do to up efficiency, any ideas on the buildings, anything like that, be sure to let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye.